Welcome back to Jack Talk. I'm Hector Sanchez, and I'm here with Next Stop's Maya Lemon and Steven De Silva. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
How are you today?
Doing good.
Well, Maya, can you tell us a little bit more about what Next Stop is?
Next Stop is a grassroots organization of community members primarily centered in Nacogdoches County and the surrounding East Texas region. And we are working to make sure that our community is safe and particularly focusing on issues related to the Keystone XL pipeline south.
Yeah. Well, I have a map here that shows the pipeline coming from Canada through Deep East Texas to Houston, and this pipeline is called the Keystone XL pipeline. It's been a big controversy. Can you tell us more about this pipeline?
Yeah, this pipeline, the pipeline that goes through East Texas, the Keystone XL South segment, connects a pre-existing pipeline that went from Alberta, Canada to Cushing, Oklahoma. And so now that the Keystone XL South has been built here through East Texas, tar sands oil has the opportunity to flow all the way from Canada down into the Gulf Coast. The Keystone XL pipeline that you often hear about in the news is a different Keystone pipeline. It's built by the same company, TransCanada, that will further tar sands transportation through the United States.
And Steven, I have a sign here that lights up a letter, and y'all use these to spell out words for a message about the Keystone pipeline. Can you tell us more about these demonstrations?
Yes, actually, back in the spring of this past year, we talked about ways that we could get our message across in using a different medium. And after doing some brainstorming, sitting together a number of community members, we decided that we would try to work up a light brigade. And in fact, we've established what we refer to as the Autonomous Light Brigade, and have done a number of demonstrations, displays, both here in Nacogdoches and elsewhere throughout the state, and also in Louisiana. And that's been one of the really nice things about, or the opportune things about doing the Light Brigade, is that we can take that message to a number of different places. Actually, out on the Keystone XL South easement, which we've done in a couple of places. We've been up to Dallas, where there was a Pipeline Hazardous Materials Safety Administration convention going on, where we displayed there as well. Another PHMSA convention in New Orleans, and also along the easement on various property owners' places around Winsboro. Basically, the idea is to get that message across and to use the medium of lights to make it more dramatic.
Okay, and about a month ago, the Texas Governor Rick Perry announced that there is no environmental concern about this pipeline, and that Obama should approve it whenever he can. What's your opinion on this?
Well, I'm disappointed that there's an industry mouthpiece in the position that he's in, and actually the pipeline itself has been shown to have a number of anomalies that have been repaired prior to even going into service. And the material that it's going to be carrying is so different from conventional oil. It's much more toxic, it's much more acidic, it's corrosive, and all we have to do is look at the effects on pipelines in Michigan, the Kalamazoo spill, in Mayflower, Arkansas, the Pegasus spill, and realize that we're talking about a totally different material. The potential for environmental damage in Nacogdoches County is much greater than what we see with other pipelines carrying a totally different kind of crude.
And Maya, this oil that's going through the pipeline is called tar sands, and people say it's one of the dirtiest oils in the world because it's so thick and dense. Can you tell us a little bit about what this oil can cause?
There's a lot of health impacts related to exposure, whether it's the fumes that come from it or it's very difficult to clean out of waterways. I think it's important for us to recognize that every social movement in the United States has had young people at the forefront leading the movement. And we have an opportunity right now to respond to changes that are happening to our world, and it's up to us as young people to be dynamic enough to respond to these changes and to create the world that we want.
talking about young people, yesterday, a couple of students from a university went in front of the White House to protest against this pipeline, and 200 of them got arrested. How do you feel about young adults caring about the future of the environment?
Yeah, it's our obligation. This is the world that we have to inhabit, and I think that it's an important indicator that whatever Obama decides to do about the northern segment of Keystone XL, that we here in East Texas and many other folks around the United States and around the world will continue to resist tar sands. Tar sands is already having very severe environmental impacts on the health and safety of communities in Alberta and on the health and safety of communities down in the Gulf of Texas where they're refining it. And regardless of what's decided about the Keystone XL pipeline, tar sands oil is impacting people and needs to be stopped.
And Stephen, a lot of politicians say that there's 200,000 miles of pipelines throughout the United States. That one more pipeline is not going to affect the USA a lot more. What do you have to say about this?
Well, it's obvious that they're ignoring the facts of what's being carried, or what will be carried in Keystone XL pipeline. Tar sands, again, is so different from anything else that's being carried in any other pipes across the country. So.
And Maya, do you think this is going to help our economy, or do you think it's going to help the economy of other countries?
I think that here in East Texas, we have to focus on how it's impacting us. And I think that if the risk that our community faces with tar sands oil going through our community is reason enough to oppose this pipeline. This pipeline goes right near the Douglas School. There are children that are at risk right now from a pipeline that we know has problems with its construction. And so I think that for me, the economic things aside, I care about my community, and that's why I'm back here in Nacogdoches. I came back to organize around this issue because I feel it's important to advocate for my home and for others whose homes are not safe.
And real quick, Stephen, last question. Do you think the pipeline will cause a job boom in the United States, or do you think it's not going to really affect?
Well, again, I'm going to have to echo what Maya was saying. Our concern here in Nacogdoches County and along the route of the pipeline is long-term. It's not an immediate gratification thing of a few jobs here, a few jobs there. We're concerned with the environmental damage that can be done with a pipeline carrying tar sands, pipelines that have been shown to have more problems because of the material that it's carrying.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for joining us today. Up next, we have Megan Chase and Kaylee Holch with Ari Tucker, a yoga instructor from Morning Glory. Stay tuned.